The wall lights up. In PVL's lab, every screen follows the action. Welcome to Prime Volleyball Lab. Teams in focus, moves on display. Tonight, big matches. Calicut takes on Ahmedabad. Every point, every serve, track. Then, Hyderabad meets Delhi Toofans. Fresh moves, new energy, all on screen. Get ready, watch the wall. This is Prime Volleyball on the court.
What's cooking in this good-looking laboratory of the RR Kabil Prime Volleyball League powered by Scapia? It is a double-header, a fun, fast, frenetic, full of frolic Friday evening for all of you on the Sony Sports Network and on YouTube. Up first, the defending champions Calicut Heroes looking for some momentum up against the defenders as well. And then tonight's second game, we'll see the Hyderabad Blackhawks playing against the Delhi Toofans. We're coming to you live from the GMC Balayogi Indoor Stadium in Hyderabad. Well, this group of people that we've assembled here for this league is a fun mix of many habits and traits and styles and lifestyles. While Louis has been busy trying to shed some weight in the gym, Carla here alongside us, double Olympian, has been working on her Instagram.
I'm not doing a very good job of it, by the way.
But the one thing that she always does, as soon as she enters the stadium, is in her German accent, she'll say, "Can we do a selfie?"
You want one?
I don't know.
Can we do
want
one? Let's do one thing.
Hey. I may as well book my flight out of here now, man. Get me out. Oh, you okay? I'll stay.
Do the selfie.
Yeah.
Louis, you're heartbroken, are you?
I've been heartbroken so many times, mate. I'm used to it.
Not as bad as the Goa Guardians. It's tough being a Goa Guardians fan because this team does most things right, and then they're just not able to go past that finish line. I thought that win against Ahmedabad will take this team into another stratosphere, another orbit, but that isn't happening. They have everything in the team, but just not able to do the job, finish the job. What's happening?
I don't know. They have such good periods of games. They serve well. We know Menzel's a big player. Chirag is one of my favourite players in this league. But at the same time, they can't quite get over the line. I thought last night the setter's hands got a little bit sweaty at key moments, which means he sort of fumbled a few sets. And overall, I think that could be where they're lacking a little bit in the setting department overall. But I'm just gutted for them because they make you really want to root for them because everything they do well. And they've got a great side, but they're going to struggle now. It's going to be tough.
For you, Carla, where did they lose the game last night?
They had great blocks as well, so Prince was immense yesterday. And I was thinking maybe they were running out of gas. So this could be also an option after all these five setters.
They've played a lot, haven't they? They played a lot of games, more so than anyone else in a short space of time.
What they do is they play five setters, they lose, they get that 1 point each, just the one win. So it's looking like a very unpredictable opening season for the Goa Guardians. This is where they find themselves at number 3 after having lost 3 games. Now, let's focus on the first game tonight. The defending champions Calicut Heroes up against the Ahmedabad defenders. Now, Calicut, well, what does one say? They've won 1, lost 1, both in 3 sets. What's going wrong for the champions? Not able to defend, not able to attack. Louis, the Heroes are yet to win a set. What's up with them?
Well, they were the Ferrari last year, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they had Jerome. They had two coaches that did a great job. They had Chirag, they had Daniel Montezeri, they had everyone you wanted. And I feel like they've taken all of the engine out of the Ferrari, they've taken the seats out, they've taken the windows out, and they've tried to replace them with something faster, and it's just not worked. And when you're going through so many changes, it takes time. And for me, I don't know what happens behind the scenes, but I would always want to keep the core of my side together.
In the 12 matches we've seen so far, Carla, it's the foreign players that have stepped up for teams like Bengaluru and for Mumbai, who are top of the table now. For this team, the likes of Deti Bosco and the Sri Lankan Chamat have to step up. Here's Bosco. He does have all the makings of a good player, but he needs to be more consistent.
Yeah, Mr. Arrowman, he's a roller coaster, so he adds brilliant highlights in the matches, but also in some really it's really rough. He has really rough moments, so really it's an up and down with him. But yeah, maybe that's also one part which makes it quite difficult for the Calicuts.
Yeah, I agree. They've obviously seen him on Instagram or seen him online and said, you know what, that's our guy. Because if you see him, obviously he's not on the shot right now, but if you see him on Instagram, he's jumping out of the gym and he's hitting some crazy balls. But that doesn't always measure up with volleyball IQ. You've got to be in there. You've got to get yourself to so many different positions on the court. You've got to hit so many different types of sets. You've got to be able to turn the ball into different areas and hit different options. And we haven't quite seen that all mesh together yet.
Right, time for us to remind you of the RR Kabil League rules. It's a simple league stage format followed by the knockouts. Remember, all teams play 7 games in the league stage and then the top 4 play the semi-finals. All matches are best of 5 and all the sets are a race to 15 points. If you win 3-0 or 3-1, you get 3 points on the points table. However, if the result is 3-2, the winning team gets 2 and the losing team gets 1 point as well. So very important to not lose by a big margin. Keep yourself in the race. Perhaps that's what the Goa Guardians are thinking about. And I tell you what, the Ahmedabad defenders are also thinking about that game against the Goa Guardians. Louis, where they had as many as half a dozen match points, they couldn't convert. Goa's only high point in this season has so far been that win against Ahmedabad. But the defenders, half a dozen match points squandered away. What zone do you think they are in tonight?
I think they want to prove something. I really do. I think they'll see this as the perfect opportunity to come out here against what's been a poor Calicut side so far and set the record straight. A friend of mine calls it clutchy clutch. So in the big moments, are you there? And against Goa, they certainly weren't. There was some real big communication issues. I remember a free ball hitting the floor because nobody communicated. Some really weird things like that. So they'll be wanting to tighten it up. The thing is, with them, you know they have Nanda, Angamutu, Mutu. They have everybody that you need. It's embarrassing how rich they are on the wings.
Yep.
But I just would like to see them clutch up a little bit. I think every other team will expect a tough game against the defenders. I don't think anyone will underestimate them whatsoever. Angamutu also has to come to the party.
And only the third game, they've played only 2 games so far. 1-1, lost 1, both 5-set matches. Among the names you mentioned, there's also an addition in the Mongolian monster, Batsuri. He was sensational in that losing cause against the Goa Guardians, wasn't he? Now, he could be the key for the defenders, that man.
He's been already the key. So with a fantastic match he showed us, really strong with his pipe attacks. I really loved that once. And also with his super serves in the 5th set, the last match, he showed a lot of braveness. And also in the final moments, he carried a lot in reception.
Yeah, he did great. I completely agree. He's very smooth. So if you see his jumping mechanics, he's very smooth. When his arm opens up, he's very smooth. It means he can turn the ball through different angles. I gave him a bit of a rough ride on the opening night, but he's certainly coming good. I'm just curious to see who starts alongside him. Do they go with Shanti John or do they go with Nanda?
Yeah.
Because Shanti was great off the bench. He didn't quite have the same impact from the start last time out. So I would go back with Nanda. I think he's had a better sort of last couple of seasons in this league because Shanti's been injured. But who knows? That they have enough options.
Expect Ahmedabad to go really big aggressive moves against the Calicut Heroes, who may be a bit down on confidence. One way to be aggressive on court tactically is to call for that super point. Here's what it is, the Scapia super point. Remember, it's an innovation that's been loved all across the volleyball world. It's a super point that can get you 2 points, not 1, but 2. You can call for it before your team has reached 12 points. And if you win that point, you get 2. If not, the opponent gets 2 points. What about the Bank of Baroda super serve? Expect some of those, maybe from the likes of Nanda. Then there is Angamutu as well, who could come in as well. It's a serve that is simply not touched by any opposition player. It's worth 2 points as well. Now, tactically, you reckon teams are utilizing this innovation well enough, or is there a certain sameness, a certain predictability in the way coaches are using it? Should they be perhaps calling it a lot earlier?
It's interesting, isn't it? I haven't really put that thought into it. The way that I would personally look at the way to use the super point is to look at the other team's rotations and say, okay, such and such is a weak server. That is a really good time for us to sort of use that tactic. If you're using it off tough servers, you're using it more because you're in a desperate spot. So sometimes we're seeing desperation calls in terms of using the super serve, and you'll see Setu's there. Maybe they're using it against Setu because they want to put something else in his head and disrupt his rhythm. But I would go, okay, we know no disrespect, Prince is serving, Akin serving, the middles. And I would just call a super point off the middle serve, the cookie serve.
Because they won't serve big.
Yeah, because they won't serve big. So the chances of you winning a double point goes up. So yes, I would call them a little bit earlier. I wouldn't call them too earlier, but I would definitely make sure that the odds of us winning the 2 points were high.
Carla, how do you think coaches and players in Europe would look at this innovation? Do you think they'll embrace it, or will they take a while to accept an innovation like this?
It's an innovation in the match. I noticed also on myself in practices, we've been using the super point already. So it's a great innovation. I love to put the pressure on. And let's have a look and see in the near future if there's any league in Europe showing up and using this.
It'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
It gives us some
Do you not
fun.
want to be entertained, Europe? Do you not want to have fun, Europe?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In which case, you've got to embrace all these innovations that have been given to you by India. Now, the two of you, India wants predictions. Calicut, Ahmedabad. Who's winning and what scoreline? Quickly.
Calicut has a lot to figure out in general. Decision-making, Ahmedabad.
Yeah, 3-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, more. I'd say more chances in pigs flying than a 3-0 victory, Calicut today. They need to.
3-0, 3-0 Ahmedabad?
Yeah. They need to change so much at the minute, and it's not
For a
quite
change, the three of us agree on it.
there. Yeah. Oh, you're not sitting on the fence tonight, buddy.
Not tonight.
Oh, get off
My
the fence.
Gujarati roots have come to the fore.
Crikey.
3-0 Ahmedabad is our prediction, but maybe the Calicut Heroes will stun and surprise us. Won't that be great? Match number 13 coming to you live from the JMC Balayogi Indoor Stadium in Hyderabad on the other side of this break on Sony and YouTube. Stay tuned, won't you?
Get ready to be thrilled tonight with fearless and fiery heroes going up against the discipline and determination of the defenders. Give it up for the first game of the day. It's Calicut Heroes versus Ahmedabad Defenders! The short right back, the toss took place. Calicut won the toss and opted to receive first. It is now time to welcome our referees of the match today. First referee, Mr. Nurzan Omerzak, and second referee, Mr. M. Aishami.
Very good evening to one and all. This is match number 13 of the RR Calicut Prime Volleyball League powered by Scapia, where the defending champions Calicut Heroes square up against champions of season 2. The Ahmedabad defenders coming to you live from the GMC Balayogi Indoor Stadium in Hyderabad. Right, looking at the points table, Ahmedabad find themselves in a mezzanine position, coming off a shock defeat against the Goa Guardians in a 5-set humdinger. Calicut, for their part, have not won a single set yet. It's a match that will count for much for both these teams. Time now for the team introductions. Sarthak Lal is there to take you through to it. Go for it, Sarthak.
It is season 4 of the RR Kabul Prime Volleyball League powered by Scapia, and we are on day 9, and we're going to start this one by welcoming the Ahmedabad Defenders!
Well, the Ahmedabad Defenders have played back-to-back 5-setters. The first one did go in their favour. Shanti John will hope that that isn't a harbinger for things to come, because they did stumble in their previous encounter. And he will have a quiet chuckle over it, but they would have fancied their chances against the Goa Guardians. But right at the end, you could see that many of their heroes from their opening victory couldn't really go all guns blazing. Prominent among those was Annamuthu Ramasamy, who will be looking to redeem himself. Also looking for redemption would be this man, their captain and their prime setter, Muthusamy Apau. Shanti John will of course offer assistance along with the Mongolian magician Madhur Batsuri.
A team that has a lot to prove in season 4. They are your defending champions, and can they turn it around? Let's welcome the Calicut Heroes!
Well, these are strange times, and no other team exemplifies it better than the defending champions, Calicut Heroes. They find themselves in the 10th position on the points table, and they have gone down in both of their encounters in straight sets. It's uncharted territory for Mohanagra Pandyan and his merry men. And to make things worse, they only scored 29 points against the Mumbai Meteors in an almighty thrashing the other evening. They've had 3 days of break to reflect on it, and they will count heavily on their gun server Ashok Bishnoi, and alongside him would be the middle blocker mighty Vikas Man. They'll also pin their hopes on the Sri Lankan import Tarusha Chaman, who has showed promise but has left much to be desired. Time now for the Indian national anthem.
Requesting all those who can stand to rise for the Indian national anthem.
నేషనల్ యాంథమ్ కోసం అందరూ దయచేసి నించోవాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాము.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Two former champions, the Calicut Heroes, the reigning PVL champs from last year. They wouldn't have faced too many tougher moments than this though, and now they come up against a very solid Ahmedabad side who will feel like they have something to prove after almost handing Goa a 3-2 victory, 8 match points as the captains, two of India's great playmakers. Calicut won the toss and chose to receive. The big questions for me will be, will we see Santosh from the start tonight? As we have a look, Darusha does start as the outside hitter. Well, there is a couple of changes, but there's still no Santosh and there's no DT Bosco either. So it's a really interesting selection this evening from Sonny Joseph, leaving out a couple of very big hitters from the start. Shamimuddin does start. Mohan Pandyan, a league winner,
with this Calicut side, a very different Calicut side, as is Vikas Man. Well, I wonder what's going through Sonny Joseph's head. He's trying desperately to motivate his boys. A Season 1 winner himself with the Thunderbolts, but this has maybe been his toughest season of coaching in this league so far. It's not getting any easier as we have a look at the Ahmedabad starting 7. Nanda Gopal does come back in with Bata Batsuri on the outside, so there is no Shanti John. Ruchi Sami starts as the setter. Abhinam has had a very good start to the season, and Akin is one of the best performing middles, scoring almost 70% of the spikes that he's given. The starting 7 for Ahmedabad, there is no Shanti John. That's the big news. But something that doesn't necessarily surprise me, Shanti instrumental off the bench in the opening game. Dragan Bonic enjoying his start to Indian life. Very good coach. He'll be disappointed with that loss to Goa, but they still have plenty of games. They've had plenty of rest. And, well, time to meet the referees. Noor Johan, the first referee on the stands for this one.
The side of the net is Mullah Ilyas Shamim, the second referee. Oh, see him smiling.
Yeah, he's always smiling, isn't it? It's lovely to have you here. It's a start of another huge weekend for volleyball in this country. Louis Lett with you in the commentary box, as always. Next to me, the voice of Indian volleyball, Manish Pavia, and two-time Olympian, German international, KB Carla Borger. Guys, are Calicut going to surprise us, or are the defenders going to come out of the traps flying and maybe, yeah.
I will be very surprised if Calicut surprise us tonight. Ahmedabad are way better suited. They have a more settled unit. They have a variety of weapons. They have the confidence. They have big match DNA. And I'm saying this for a team that's playing against the defending champions who haven't played like defending champions. Here we go then. Ahmedabad versus Calicut. The captain Muthusami Appavu ready to serve up some spice. Expected to be a tactical battle. That's more like it. That's the kind of start you want. Well done, Kiran. A ray of hope then for the Calicut Heroes.
We haven't seen this before. Ahmedabad are going to have to up their service pressure because look, a sandwich flame. So he comes inside the middle and loses all the blockers. And there's I've got a couple of theories here. But Carla, are you impressed with that?
It's the first ball in the match, and you spike it down to Spike Town.
Yeah, I agree. My big question to you there, and I don't want to be too detrimental to the Calicut Heroes, is there's a lot of things they had to work on from their opening 2 games. I don't know if getting super creative like that is one of them. I think they have to do a lot of the basic things well, but let's see.
Well, an attack point and a block to start things. Ashok and Shamim are part of that double block. Take a look at that new India assurance super block. So beautifully done. However, Carla, you and I both know, and you've seen enough action here already, Ahmedabad take a while to rev up their engines. They take a while to get going. It will be silly to assume that this is going to be the trend in this match with Calicut running away with it. Ahmedabad will wake up, and when they do, they are of brute force.
Yeah, exactly. We are still at the beginning of the match, so let's have a closer look what's happening in the next 10 minutes. And I believe we're going to see a great game. And again, I hope a thrilling one.
Yeah, that's more like it. Angamidu on the left side. Yeah, and just going back, they're running a lot of different things now, Calicut offensively, and it's a slippery slope to not be playing well and then make things a little bit more confusing. So I'm interested to see how that plays out in front of us. Nanda hasn't got his serve firing. The man with the firmest handshake, Sonny Joseph. I have a feeling he's going to shake my hand even firmer now that, yeah, I've had a little pop at Calicut. But a great man, great coach, a winner. But this will be his toughest challenge yet. 2 really poor performances. That loss against Hyderabad, potentially the worst game that we've seen in this whole season. Service long from Kiran. No Shanti John. That's still a pretty strong bench for Ahmedabad. Lots of different options, but I feel that Shanti will be the one that Bonish does go to first. He has a very good energy. He's obviously like brothers. Well, they're like brothers, the core of this team, and I think that's one of the main differences between the Heroes and Ahmedabad. Looking at last season, the core of the team is still with Ahmedabad, where he basically stripped the whole franchise from Calicut and replaced it.
Well, that free ball from Batsuri was so high. They know it makes Calicut feel very uncomfortable. It was so deliberately high. And then that block. Wow, what a defensive masterclass that. Take a look at that. Now, observe this free ball from Batsuri.
Sonny, where are you going, buddy?
Review
Where are
for
you
the team.
going this early?
Calicut, net
Early
fault.
call for first review. We just have been talking about yesterday and questioned the decision of taking an early review.
Well, we get to have a look at it first. Was there a net touch? Where? It's a successful review, I think. The net's spinning. I didn't see what actually hit the net, but well done, Sonny. Great review, my friend.
Sonny, right on the money.
You were at the auction, Manish. Shamim, 22.5 lakh. That's a lot of money.
I must admit, I was very surprised when there was crazy, frenetic bidding for him.
Oh, he's one of the best middles in the league. I won't be around the bush there. The question is, if the likes of Jerome is worth 22.5 lakh, is there any middle in the league worth 22.5 lakh? Because it's one of those positions that's so important, but it's not going to win you maybe a title with the difference in quality that you have. Well, there's a lot of players who are very good in the middle.
For me, I think Manoj, I think, is right up there. Look, auction pricing is a different ball game altogether, because auction dynamics come into play. At times it's a desperate bid. At times it's ego, at times it's vanity. But Manoj, for me, is one of the finest blockers there is in this tournament.
I agree. And then there's been players who have burst on the scene like Abhinanth, and players who have really impressed. That's a really good tip. But my question is, and maybe my view on the franchise here, is that you really need to manage your money well. And if you're spending big money, if you're going to use Shamim, you need a very good passing team. And it's not Arkabel Super Spike. And one of my questions would be is that Calicut have not had a good passing team this year. They've not even been able to set their 22.5 lakh middleman.
It's funny how at times you keep bidding because you want to up the bid price for the other team to buy it, and the other team opts out. And then you have no choice but to go for the player. So I'm not saying that happened in Shamim's case, but I've seen that happen in so many sports auctions that I've hosted.
Yeah, that makes sense. You want to win the battle, but it's about winning the war. And that's sometimes something that goes amiss, I guess. And it's been a while since Ahmedabad have been rocking and rolling. Batsuri, that's some of the stuff we haven't seen from him, Carla. The smarter plays and not trying to hit everything.
And it's a second tip in the row already, so you see that he... Wow! What a wall at the net. But Suri is taking it all. Two great attacks. Tipping it right over the block. And with a beautiful block finish, the rally.
Well, I'm interested, because I need to have a look at my laptop, but Akin, how much was Akin going to Ahmedabad? I'm going to find out, because you can compare those two very easily. They're both juggernauts of Indian volleyball in the middle, that's for sure, but there you go. They are using the middle now. This is better. Vikas, man.
I didn't see Calicut the game before setting that fast.
I like it.
Yeah.
But the pass is into a better position than what we've seen previously at the moment. I also have to say that I don't think Ahmedabad are really putting too much pressure on the serve. Cookie out the back. Raheem, cookie serve. Let's see how this man fires up. He's taken some pace off. I think they're under guidance tonight. I think they're under guidance tonight to just not make errors, the defenders. I think they've been set up to be a little bit more tentative because they're not serving that tough. They're not making any hitting errors, but I think Bonic has said, you know what, if you just go and play a controlled game, Calicut will make a lot of errors and will win comfortably, but I don't know if that's a negotiable for me.
Yes! That is a rasping hit from behind the 3-meter line. We spoke about how that man could be the key, and he is proving to be a crucial cog in the wheel. As the Ahmedabad defenders lead by 2 in the first set. Time now for an Amol Cool technical timeout.
The more cool emerging player criteria. There are 2 criteria points for players to be applicable for this award. Players must be 25 or over and never played for the Indian national team. So, the youngsters in this league, some are really shining. And I would say that Indian volleyball is in a very good place to just keep growing and growing. Matsuri, he's found his way. I would like to see a bit more of an aggressive tone from the defenders, though.
Around this time is when they tend to wake up, the Ahmedabad defenders. They take about half a set to find their bearings. Yes, they could close that last game. But I've observed this about the defenders on so many occasions. They take half a set to sort of warm up, get their bearings right, find their rhythm. And once they do, they're a beast of a side.
I agree, it's another error through the right side. That's better, just not making a mistake. And that's been a real issue, is you can't replace Jerome Beneath in this side. Like, he's one of the few players, I'd say, Indian players that are really irreplaceable. But also, you look at last year, you think, if this team had Daniel Montezadi in it, they would be better, wouldn't they? If they would have retained one of their foreign players. He's won the league 2 years in a row. It's both of these teams, by the way.
100%. It might have been an availability issue, we don't know.
I spoke with him. Didn't hear anything. And you wonder, you know, again, where the thinking is to say, you've got a Perotto and a Daniel that bring so much energy and heart to the team. And there's been too many errors this season for Calicut, but they are lacking a little bit of that sort of flair about what they're doing, and maybe this man's going to bring it, but he's just coming on to serve. Bosco.
Yep, Bosco. Fun personality. Enjoys himself on the court. Not as serious as that man on your screen. I've never seen Ukra smile. I like to see him smile a little bit. The captain. Bosco comes in to serve, serves it long, will go off court once he's done.
There's so much potential in him. You see he's easily jumping 3 meters. Like it looks so easy and it looks so natural. He's doing that one for sure great, but would have been better to put it in.
He's the sort of player that you want to coach, right? He's the sort of player that you want to get your arm around and say, hey, do 3 or 4 years. Let's see how far we can go, because there's a lot of potential there. The one thing I've got to say, if you're part of the Red Army or any part of Calicut, you've signed 2 overseas players and you're not playing either of them. Archibald Superspike, and I'm pretty sure that's not the idea of having the foreigners come over and play. You only get 2 of them.
Batsuri with the pass, Muttu with the set, and Nanda. Nicely done by Adarsh Libro. Keeps it in play for that spike. Well done. That was laced in venom by Tharusha Chamat, the Sri Lankan.
Sorry, absolutely, he's still on the court, so ignore my previous...
That was Raheem, not Chamat.
Tharusha's still on though. But it would still worry me. You want your foreign players to come over, don't you? And you want them to take the lead by storm. That's what you want.
What a city was a mood builder as well.
Oh, I love the guy. He gave me his Ahmedabad sleeveless jumper that I still wear at home. Yeah, Carly, you wouldn't have met him. He is a lovely, lovely man, a great volleyball player from Iran. And he won the title 2 years in a row. Once with the Ahmedabad Defenders, and then he did it again with Calicut.
Yep, the lucky mascot is not here this season, sadly. He was box office. You'd have loved watching him play, Carla.
The Prince of
Persia?
Yeah, there he is.
Excellent dig that by the libero. Still in play. Batsuri once again. Good defense by both teams then. Pipe. Outstanding stuff from Calicut on this occasion. This has to be perhaps the best passage of play they've shown this season, the Calicut Heroes.
I would be really worried if I was a Defenders fan at the moment. Nettenrich, super defense. It's a great touch defensively, and that's Nettenrich defense blocking every breach and turning it into a win.
11 apiece now, then a super point has been called for by the defenders. They have upped the ante. They've upped the stakes. Now, this KPR super point is worth 2. Will it be 13-11 or 11-13? Here we go then, Calicut ready to serve. The pass better be good. Not too bad from Batsuri. I should have gone for the kill, but the ball wasn't there. The defense is being tested, and the point has already been awarded to the Calicut Heroes.
What a great call of the super point. Like, Escapia super point. It's what is happening? We see a totally different Calicut match right now so far. What did happen to them?
They've been a little bit better. The defenders have been very sluggish. Nowhere near as aggressive as what we've seen of them before, and maybe that was the Goa effect on them.
Oh, there it is for the first time this season, the NTPC MVP leaderboard. I'm not surprised by those 2 men at 1 and 2, Jerome Benin and Shivam Chaudhary. All these 5 have been so good, and my heart swells with pride and happiness to see young Abhinav Salar there. 2 players from Mumbai who have not lost anything this season. Good to see Joel Benjamin as well, the Bengaluru Torpedoes number 5. In fact, 3 from Mumbai. Shubham Chaudhary is there as well. So the Meteors clearly like the number 3. 3 wins. They like 3-0 results. Good to see a sizable Ahmedabad support in here as well. 13-11 now. Calicut 2 away from winning this first set against the Season 2 champions.
Clutch. That is so much better. Service pressure, passing well. And all of a sudden, the Heroes look like they can cause other teams problems. We haven't seen that in the opening 2 games.
Or as in words from Manish, boom!
Boom, boom. Okay, Shanti, not the finest moment. At what point do you maybe call a super point? Because if you win this, you may as well call one here. 14-11. What's the worst thing that could happen? You're going to lose the set anyway, you're going to win 2.
I'd have done that as well if I were coach.
Yeah, at 14-11 down, you may as well call it. You're allowed to. And if they win a point, they win the set anyway. So it's almost just a super point for you. Maybe that's a bit of a glitch in the matrix.
Well, this game has been so crazy. We almost forgot that they've already taken their super point. So remember, it can only be taken once a set before you reach the 12-point mark.
What is head coach Dragan Bonic is saying to them?
They come out here expecting to win 3-0. They've been watching our studio show before they've run out and said, everyone's backing us to win 3-0, we're going to win this easy. And sometimes that's the toughest thing to walk into a game, thinking that.
Maybe Calicut saw the show as well and said, let's show us. Let's show these guys what we're all about. And they have finally won their first set in Season 4 as defending champions. With the bruised pride, they walked on court. And who knows, maybe this is the start of good things to come for them in this season. Ahmedabad need to wake up quickly. The Calicuts seem to have come around today in a certain mood.
They must have gone out for an Andrew meal at lunchtime. That's all I can say. Very sluggish. Much better though from the Calicut Heroes. Well done to them. They faced a tough ride, a lot of criticism, but they've won the opening set 15-12. first time this season, the Calicut Heroes have won a set. Let's have a look at the stats. 9 successful spikes. Only 5 for the defenders. I don't think that's enough. 2 blocks to 1. Only 2 unforced errors from the Ahmedabad defenders, Carla. Which is interesting, because those stats really back what we were just talking about.
Weird stats. I mean, 6 unforced errors, much more than the opponent.
But no, 5 kills, 2 unforced errors.
Okay, sorry for misreading. Yeah, what I do like, if you don't have the bundle of varieties in attacking, probably the coach will also watching the video after. So they're just using the fast set. How clever.
Yeah, nice. I don't disagree. 6 is way too far up there. I also feel from the defenders' perspective, they've watched the 2 games, which is fair enough, and they've gone, teams have scored so many points just tipping the ball to position 1 and the defense being poor, but they've gone away from their actual game, which is really aggressive, and they should use the tip to 1 because it has worked, but I don't think that should be one of your main tactics. And all of a sudden, everything was back to normal.
I think Ahmedabad in that first set were a bit too timid, a bit too tentative, perhaps a bit defensive, cold, frigid. And Calicut made full use of it, took full advantage of it. That's why they won the first set very comfortably.
Yeah, they're running the middle a lot better, aren't they? Ukra flipping that one beautifully. Again, I'm going to throw some question marks out on the serve. There's not much aggression there. It's very much right in the bread bin of the pass. So, like, again, Ahmedabad, I don't feel are playing as aggressive as we've seen.
True, there's aggressivity missing in the serves. There's, from just a perspective now, there's missing the thing we know better playing of them.
Let's see here, because this is one of their better jump servers.
The Chaudhrys are there, the owners of the Ahmedabad defenders. They'll want to see the team put on a much better show tonight. It's been disappointing, I have to say. They've played not even to 20% of their potential tonight. It's such a mighty fine side, the defenders, and yet it's been a strange performance.
And if they lose tonight, that's going to really open this league up. Because if they're 1 and 2, they got enough time to pull it back, but confidence will be low, and they really still have got a great team.
What a vicious slap that was from Vikas. The door was left open for him. And he made full use of it, Vikas, with that RR Kabil super spike. Take a look at that. The defense of the defenders just not quite there. Muthu now won't be happy. That man is thrilled.
A miss serve and then an overpass. Like, that is how poor this is from the defenders at the moment. Like, it's not bad serving from Shamim, don't get me wrong. Pass off the net, and Gamudi has to do something. Ukra's been working on his defense.
A little crash outside of the court.
100-meter hurdles champion, Shamim.
That's 122.5 flat gets you.
Yeah, hopped over. Take a look at that. Excellent athleticism. Oops, took one of his teammates along.
He should have gone in the fridge and got himself a little more cool refreshment on the way back.
Give me a hug, my friend. Give me a hug. Not like that. But he hasn't come back on court. Punished for crashing into his teammate. Subbed out. Oops. What happened there? That's an Ukra special.
Smartly played. Nobody reacted, huh? Was standing, hands below the net. Setter is behind. Easy peasy.
I would love to see another shot of that from the defensive perspective, to see who's actually playing defense, who's at their first base, and who's low, and who's ready to play defense. Just like that, man.
No, you can't hop over on that side. There are some expensive cameras, my friend. That'll be costly. Rahim and Ukra in pursuit. Can't reach it.
I think that's a sign where maybe Bonic hasn't been in the league that long. Because if you've been watching this league for 2 seasons, you know that Ukra loves the dumpling. Ukra almost ran into one of our colleagues, Raul, down there. And if there's one person that you don't want to be running into, Ukra, it's Raul.
The only man that can run into Rahul is Dragan Mihailovic.
Yeah, I agree. He makes a better door than a window, old Raul down there, doesn't he?
Five apiece then. Which way is this set going? And our defenders have shown some spark. No explosion yet. That'll help their cause.
He's a bit like Barney the Dinosaur. Can you remember Barney the Dinosaur, Raul? Yeah. He's absolutely massive, but then he's absolutely lovable at the same time. And Sonny Joseph, absolutely massive. Quite lovable if you get him at the right moment. Not when his team are at battle like this, though.
Here's the Mongolian monster. Straight to the libero. Then the set. And the spike. 1, 2, 3. What do we say? Ting, ting, ting.
Ting, ting, ting.
KP, what do you make of this at the moment? Because for me, this is one of the weirder games we've had.
It's, first of all, our Kabul super spike. Amazingly set. It's a almost one block show. They almost, not never, but Ahmedabad has really difficulties in getting the block together. So with just one guy at the block, it's quite easy most of the time.
And Ukra is pulling the strings. Was that the pocket rocket?
Take a look at that. Great set once again for Nanda Gopal from the captain, and he gives it an absolute rip. Shamim and Ukra, the double lock, the ricochet lands long, gives the defenders a 1-point lead. 7-6 it is in the second set.
Shamim with an M, he was blocking awesome in the first set. I think he almost had 3 or 4. I was surprised. He's been there, he's putting his hands over the net. It's being great so far.
Proving me wrong again.
Chaudhary, the lefty, now comes in. Angamuthu has gone and had a quick chat with him. Which way is he going to go? Does he go cross-court, diagonal, or does he go down the line? Cross-court, swerving ball that. In the set, not a bad one, but then the blockers weren't quite there. I've been confusion. The blockers just didn't align themselves. They should have preempted that. Need better anticipation in that defense from the defenders.
Again, Ukra's just got the ball in the right spot there. I'm impressed with Ukra this evening because we've asked a couple of times where's his leadership skills over the last couple of live shows, and he's certainly leading from the front here. The out of rhythm system and system setting is very good, but he's using the middle well quickly.
When in doubt, set to Angamuthu. It's still not over. Hot potato stuff this.
Can you remember Angamuthu getting a point tonight?
No. Okay, great defense. The libero. Nanda Gopal finally gets the job done. Frustration in that shot. Nice work for them. Once again, the defenders lead by just a point as we head into an Amol cool technical timeout. 8-7 in set 2. Back in just a minute.
Netimrich, super defense here again. Once again, the defenders having to hustle, going with a lot of tips offensively. It's not the most aggressive performance from them this season that we've seen, but it was Nanda Gopal that sent us into the more called technical timeout. The pocket rocket really needs to step up here. Batsuri not quite at the races. Angamutu not really involved in this game at all. This is a very strange Ahmedabad performance till now. More combinations. The serve, another cookie, I think.
They did their homework, we have to say.
Well, have a look at this, Yakabel super spike, another sandwich play. And that's just keeping the middle on the wide ball, and then Bosch through the middle, the outside hitter comes. It looks great, but let's see if they can run it when the service pressure goes up a little bit.
Well, no mercy from Rahim there. No Rahem from Rahim. 8 apiece then.
But this is the sort of offense that Ukra loves running. He loves flaring it, doesn't he? He's a very flary guy, showman. So this is right up his street, and that might just help his investment in the course.
What I'd like to see Ahmedabad doing is activate Angamutu more, but activate someone else as well. You've got to mix it up, plan A and plan B. In the first set, they didn't do anything. We didn't see enough of Angamutu.
And the pass is way off the net, so they have to go to Angamutu there. And it's a good swing from the big man. And Sonny hates it. He doesn't hate it. But the first pass still isn't there. They're still struggling here, Calicut. And they're still in second gear. That might just change everything, though. A 3-point lead at this stage.
Oh, yes,
it looks like it is going to be a Bank of Verona super serve. Heroes will contest the decision, but I think that ball dropped. I think they haven't got a leg to stand on here. That's a big, big moment in this game. The pocket rocket Nanda Gopal. Yes.
Oh yes, had to be 2. Most certainly a Bank of Baroda super serve. Calicut thought about reviewing it and then didn't. Good call. And for a change for the first time, the Ahmedabad defenders lead by 3 in the second set. That super serve could be the turning point of this match for the Season 2 champions. Take a look at that. Nanda Gopal went down the line, not a very hard hit. And a man had to dive full stretch forward. Just couldn't reach it. Giving the Ahmedabad defenders 2 points with that Bank of Baroda super serve.
I've really got to question that. You can see it on the replay that they're just not ready. And let alone the footwork that went with it. Like, that should never be hitting the floor. And they've almost just gifted 2 points to the opposition. Oh, if you can't hear Manish just for a moment, you know where he's going to be. He's going to be up there in the Kabul VIP box. What do you reckon they're eating up there?
Some Shahi Paneer, some beetroot cutlet, maybe some pasta, some German potato, watermelon, feta cheese salad.
Bratwurst.
Lemon coriander soup. How about a spicy spike now? No, not good enough. Here we go then. They will come again and do that to the opponent.
Angamutu is starting to get into this game a little bit now. And that's exactly what the defenders need. Big out of rhythm swing. And Shamim doesn't press. And for me, that's a good swing. But Shamim will be a little bit disappointed. Sonny Joseph, he took a few gambles in that opening day defeat to the Hyderabad Heroes, is going all in again.
Good call on the Scapia super point. Worked again.
It's giving them a chance, isn't it?
And more like a desperation super point, Scapia super point. But again, as in the first set, worked out. Happy coach.
Yeah, he's a very happy man when you do meet him around this arena and the hotel, Sonny Joseph. That super point has certainly given them an opportunity. That passes off the net again. They have to create something here, and they do. That's a shrewd swing from Batsuri.
I would say it's one of the first bigger swing of Batsuri. We saw him tipping around. I almost felt like he's not confident with the sets or something, so it makes no sense to do 6 tippings.
Well, I just think that they've watched the earlier games, and Hyderabad won the game by tipping to 1 against Ukra. So I don't know if that's it, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. And then crazy, but it wasn't working here.
Batsuri didn't go big on his smashes in that first set. Good to see him give it a full whack, that man. The Mongolian monster somehow seems to like number 7. The tattoo's number 7. And the jersey also says 7-7. What's Ukra on about? Substitution? Okay. The captain's gone off.
They would like to make a block.
They need it.
Yeah, that's the change. It's just to bring on a blocker. They don't make a break here. Chances get slimmer.
It's coming for Akin. No, it isn't. It was always going to be Batsuri, who came from behind, took off, and then gave it a mighty swing. Batsuri, what do you say?
Batsuri! We love it! And he got loaded in reception and passing all the time, like the previous match. He has so much going on. All the ball on Batsuri. It's a tough one for him.
But the pass hasn't been good enough from the defenders, because we haven't seen Akin get into the game whatsoever. The pass is
still
constantly
scoring.
And they're still winning. Yeah, they're still scoring, which is credit to them. If you could not pass well and win, you're doing a lot of other things right.
How about that? That'll make Kangabutu proud. Rahim once again, yet another rasping shot off his right palm. The deficit is now down to 2. They still have set points, the Ahmedabad defenders. RR Kabil super spike. Good stuff for that one, Rahim. Goes to the left of Batsuri, attacks the libero. No chance of taking that.
Had a good game for him. Brusha coming out now. It's a big call. Because you know that you need to win this point to stay in the set. You've taken your overseas Sri Lankan international off.
And in comes Osama Rehmat as a serving substitution. No. Not happening for the Calicut Heroes. We've seen this happen on so many occasions for the Calicut Heroes. In a key moment, they make an absolute mess of it. And the defenders will be pleased as a punch to win the second set. They've certainly upped their game, haven't they, Louis?
They have. There's a foot fault to seal that deal. They have upped their game, but I still feel like they're only in second gear and they're in first gear in the first set. Let's see if they can get into third gear in set number 3. The Heroes have pulled, well, 1-1 now, with the defenders pulling 1 back. We're back after a short break. So 1-1 here, can't be another 5-setter on the horizon, can there? 17 successful spikes for the Heroes, 14 for the defenders, 2 blocks to 1. Unforced errors at 10 for the Calicut Heroes, and still just 5 for the Ahmedabad defenders. So although it's not perfect for the defenders, it is getting better, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here in set 3. Calicut, you'd feel, need to get off to a very good start and need to get back on top here, otherwise defenders could certainly take over. It's the first time that the Heroes have won a set in the PVL this year, so that is one big step in the right direction for the whole franchise, Sonny Joseph and his team. Now, are we seeing defenders still a little bit sort of below their level? Are the team just not as good as what we expect?
You know, I'm just thinking, in the break I was wondering if we're being unfair to Calicut by looking at it only from Ahmedabad's lens. We've got to give credit to Calicut as well. Rahim has been the standout for Calicut tonight. And of course, Ukra's setting has been much better. So they've addressed a few concerns and they've raised their game.
They have. I will also back you with that one. They have got a lot better, and I feel that Ahmedabad have got a lot worse. A lot worse. That's so low. It's right in the hands of Shamim. And they're under pressure here, Ahmedabad. And again, they just look like they're on cruise.
Way too low, this one. Mutu taking responsibility right after putting his hands up, saying sorry to the team.
It's like they're swimming against the tide and they've got tired shoulders and legs. Just not able to push through the defenders. Somehow stuck. That's one way to come out of that hole. That is one way to do it. Nandagopal nukes it. Gives it a mighty swing to give Ahmedabad hope and belief and vigor.
Kabel, super spike. I would give Nanda every ball at the moment, because he is somebody that, if you look at his actions, he is 100% in everything he's doing. Where others are looking like it's 60-70% of the action that we're seeing, he's all in.
Look at that kind of incredible setting from Mohan Ukrapandian. Yes, you can sit back and admire that pipe attack, but what about the man who enabled it? Mohan Ukrapandian, incredible set. Great sync between the two. Take a look at that beautiful RR Kabil super spike.
Well, Santosh knows Nanda very well from their time playing on the outside together. They made an absolute dream team.
And you did mention him in the pre-show, didn't you? You mentioned Santosh.
I would have him in this team. But I certainly would. He's aggressive. He's effective. Obviously, last year was at Delhi, so he's used to getting far in this competition.
Patsuri goes big as well, while that landed long. It got a touch off the block. on its way out. Yet another point to the Ahmedabad defenders.
It's a 3 block, so they know, Calicut Heroes, they know where to go in blocking. They did their homeworks.
Yeah, they certainly did. I feel like they've set up really nicely this evening. I feel like they've gone away, like Manish said. They've gone away, they've got better, they've come back. But at the same time, this is their first time at... Oh. Well...
Treat themselves.
Well, this is exactly what I was on about earlier. If you go high risk, that might just happen.
This is the first time they've made a mess of it. I think Shamim was not ready. Maybe he expected a much higher ball.
There were too many options, he could have said.
Yep, absolutely. First rare oops moment in this match from the Calicut Heroes. The captain guilty on that occasion. Much better this time, and it works. See? When the mind is right, everything else seems to fall in place as well. Ukra Pandyan recovering very quickly after that oops moment in that last point. And then that easy finish from the right.
He's been the star this evening. High arm, aggressive throughout, making good decisions. He's a key reason why this team are in such a good position.
Still early days in this game, but so far your player of the match, is it Ukra or Rahim?
Rahim.
What a shot that was! That would have stunned Gia Sakin's right palm. Wow! The thud was deafening.
Couple of things here. He does a great job of coming in and staying aggressive and going away with the hand. If his hand goes through the ball, he gets blocked. But if he can get the ball away from his body, that's when he gets the rub of the green. So it's a very smart decision because he had no other option or way of scoring the point. Superb.
Freebies will do. Freebies are welcome to all the defenders who are not having a great game. This has to be the poorest they've played so far, while the opposition has upped their quality tonight. Shamim goes off court. In comes the libero for the Calicut Heroes.
Yeah, I just didn't see this coming. This is not something I saw. That Ahmedabad would come out and be in first gear on a big evening.
That's what we call the tip-tap tip.
Angry ankle man doing his job in service, putting it in nicely, wristing it down, and yeah, easy money for Batsuri.
Buffet, help yourself.
I'm going to keep a count on how many food analogies we've done, food references on this broadcast. Oh, yes, there was a touch off the block, because it certainly landed long.
It's in the balance, isn't it? There's a touch on the way through. It's another point through that right side. Rahim is not missing at the moment. That's big for the Heroes, and it's huge for their season.
Batsuri again. Should have gone big. Should have given it the full whack. He didn't. This time he does, and it works. When you can fire like that, why try those silly depth touches, Batsuri? Do what you're good at.
The lack of middle work in this game is surprising me now. Atkins hardly had a touch, and that would be a very good time to use him. But it's still a good decision to go to the wing, because you know that you've got Ukra blocking, which is a big mismatch. But I would want Akin in the game a little bit more than he is.
I really thought he'll activate Akin there. Went to Batsuri, it worked. 6 apiece then in set number 3. Now, was just not in position to execute that shot. A slightly casual there, Santosh. He's a far, far better player than that, Louis.
Yep, a lot of it goes, or the blame goes to the other players on Santosh's team here. He should have done better, but the pass was way far out right. Ukra then had to make up for that. Nobody managed to better the ball, and it got a bit messy.
Here we go then. What's Ukra got? He's got Rahim, who has not been blocked once again. Ahmedabad just seemed to have no idea how to stop Rahim. Kala, you got any thoughts?
Again, a lovely post-box block. So Calicut Heroes get a little luck in this.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Akin's in a great spot at all there. Fails to take anything at the net, and if you can't get your hands over and press, then you're going to be in trouble.
How do we stop Rahim is the big question on Ahmedabad's mind, and yet again they go into the Amul Cool technical timeout with the lead. The problem is they're not able to continue and capitalize on that lead. Time now for an Amul Cool technical timeout. Back in just a bit with the second half. Stay tuned.
Another double-header tomorrow evening. The Kochi Blue Spikers without Vinit Kumar. That's a big loss for them, up against the undefeated Bengaluru Torpedoes. They will be looking to keep up their winning ways. The Chennai Blitz are with Jerome. Well, look who they're playing tomorrow evening. The Kolkata Thunderbolts with Ashwell Rai playing on the right side, the former middle blocker. They will be looking to keep improving the Thunderbolts, that's for sure. But Ashwell Rai on the right side, is that still a discussion we're going to be having tomorrow?
We will, in fact, not in 5 languages, but in 6. We're adding another language to our offerings here at the RR Kabil Prime Volleyball League. Nicely done that. I wonder how that spike would be described in Kannada. The Kannada feed starts tomorrow at this league for YouTube viewers. The fans asked for it, and we're going to give them that. Well done by Nanda Gopal, 1v1, and he goes to the right of the blocker. Do we? Maybe we need to brush up on our other language skills. Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Hindi as well.
Yeah. Bilko.
Well done.
Bilko. Yes, Macha.
Now then, Kannada commentators, watch out, you've got competition in Louis Lett. If you can say yes, Macha, you're already half Kannadiga. Well done.
It's true.
9-8 then for the defenders. Can they hold on to this lead? Because if they go 2-1 up, I think Calicut's mentality will be tested, and they've been a bit brittle when they are down.
Yeah, but they need to win this one in my eyes. I completely agree. I had that thought at the break. But I'd also, if I was Sonny Joseph, I would be like, just keep being aggressive, because these boys are going to fold. And that's honestly how I feel about the defenders at the moment. They will collapse if you keep staying aggressive, because it's just not there at the moment.
Adarsh Libro has just come in with the big man, the captain, ready to serve with the 2-point lead. The defenders, they hold their nerve. Santosh, Ukra, Rahim, that combo's working well. Beautifully done. They've hit the right note with that one once again.
I've got to give it to Sonny Joseph to bring in a lot more of these combinations. That's 3 from 3 that it's worked. So you certainly can't give him too much flack for that.
In fact, it was not Rahim. I'm seeing Rahim everywhere. It was Kiran Raj that hit that shot. Win that point. Nanda! No stopping that man! Stop me if you can, says that pocket rocket. Now the Ahmedabad defenders are starting to wake up. They're starting to show their class. And yet, I'm going to say, they've still not hit third gear. This is still second gear, going by Ahmedabad's mighty, lofty standards.
It really is. KB, would you agree? Nanda's the only one for me that's not really in first gear.
Nanda is on point.
Yeah, he is.
Love to see his spikes.
Welcome to the commentary desk, KB, the old curse of the commentator. Nanda misses his serve after we've just been talking very nicely about him.
It's the classy, you say something positive and right after something else is happening.
Yeah, but overall on the net.
Here we go!
Who is that?
Yes, super point!
Oh my days.
Taken by our defenders.
That's a big call, a huge call.
Yes.
Okay then, they will get a chance to spike first. But they won't need to. The serve is wide. Now they lead by 3, just 2 away from taking a 2-1 lead after winning this third set. Well, the jackets come off. He's feeling the heat, the coach.
Yeah, that's gave you a super point. You won't get an easier one than that. It missed by a fair distance, and you got a feel for Calicut. Calicut have called one as well. Scapia, super point, ×2.
Ukra, once again, tight set. Still in play, Batsuri has been blocked. They will come again. Ahmedabad. Pipe! Has landed long. Ooh. That took a fraction of a second extra from leaving that man's hand. Perhaps didn't hit the meat of the palm there.
Did Atkins steal Mutu Swami's lunch money or something? Scapia super point. That's the volleyball that we like to see the defenders playing, through the pipe and fast, but Atkins is scoring at 70% this season through the middle. I can't remember him being set once, and the ball is there for him. Maybe he's just a great diversion.
They want to take the review, but seems like they're not. Are they allowed to, or did they? I don't understand. Review been denied for whatever reason.
I think they ran out of time. You've got 10 seconds. And while we were watching that replay, yet another point has been played, which has gone Ahmedabad's way, thanks to their offense, and they now have 2 set points.
And good for Ahmedabad, they didn't take the review. They kept it for later.
Well, they wanted it, was disallowed by the officials for asking for it later. Substitution then. Who's going to go off? Angamuthu looks like he's going off. And I think it's the number 21, Dhruvil Patel, who's going to come in. First look at young Dhruvil Patel, I think, in this league. An attacker. Can he serve well? Does he go to Santosh? No, yes, he does. Muthu for Santosh. Has been half blocked. The ball has been recycled. This time goes, Ukra goes elsewhere. But the blockers were there. Excellent anticipation from the Ahmedabad defenders now. And they have won the third set to go 2-1 up. Now what do the Calicut Heroes have? Is it going to be the same story once again? A new India assurance super block, not once, but twice. Ukra tried the other angle, but Batsuri was there. Akin was alongside him as well. And that's when the Ahmedabad defenders look doubly dangerous. The vibe is back, the swag is back, the defenders are back, having won the third set. The same scoreline back in just a bit with set number 4. Will that be the last? We'll find out. Stay tuned.
On the bad defenders, less successful spikes, less unforced errors. So those things are starting to average out a little bit. Those unforced errors, very key, keeping them down over 3 sets. But I'd still say, if you were to ask Coach Bonic if this is their best possible performance, I would still say that they're a little bit, he would say that they're still a little bit off of it at the moment. Pressure back on the Calicut Heroes here. We still haven't seen much of Bosco, the Benin boy. That's fascinating. Do you think they've been better? This has been a better performance from them for looking more as for control than power?
So far, it's a completely different team we are watching here today. They changed tactically wise a lot of things, and it's really paying off.
Once that guy wakes up, Angamuttu, the Ahmedabad defenders will look like a much different side. We haven't seen much from him, but what about that? Well, he could do that all evening long, that man. The likes of Santosh, Shamim and Rahim have been so good for the Calicut Heroes. It looks like a side where everyone's raised their game a little bit. And you see the summary of it.
Santosh has got to play for me. He would be, as an outside, the first name on my team sheet.
Fault.
You can see coming on here. You compare him to Bosco. Bosco's trying to hit everything a lot harder and trying to get up and power it, but Santosh is just athletic and whippy, and he can turn the ball. We have a review though.
I like that. You know, this is what I like about Muthusamy. He knows exactly when to talk to the team. He knows this is a crucial passage of play. He knows they have momentum after winning that third set. They just need to maintain that mental equilibrium and not lose their way. A review has been called for I suppose a foot fault maybe. We need to check that with our team downstairs.
But over the line? No. I think the scores are going to stay the same there. That's a really early review used in this fourth set as well.
Ahmedabad should know a thing or two about having enough reviews left. We all know what the Goa Guardians did to them. And we all know what that man can do, Angamuthu. We all know the kind of pain and damage Ankle Man Angamuthu can inflict on the opponents if he gets going. That's a big if. And a lot of that depends on the captain, Muthusami Appu. Good set.
Engelman doing his job. Putting it high to the corner.
Yeah, he's been still quiet in this game, but he's also consistent. That's a really nice play from him. What a chase. Wow. Batsuri can't quite cut that one off or hold on.
That might have hurt. Okay, he's smiling, he's fine.
Well, we'll get another look here, KD.
Like you yesterday, playing soccer.
He was far quicker than me.
Oh.
Oh, ow.
Ah.
Has to set himself back in reset. Now he'll be starting to look for cues, hopefully of the server, where he's facing, which area of the court's his, which seam's his. You'd imagine that they'd all be looking after the left seam from here, so Batsuri can release to attack, but Batsuri's still taking a lot of the court in the pass, and well, I don't know if that would be my way. You want Batsuri taking his fair share of the pass, but not almost half a court when his team are receiving the serve.
These sets are really on point.
Yeah, I mean, they are so much improved. Ukra, he's got Shamim in front of him, commits the middle, gets the one-on-one on the right-hand side. Raheem again can just fasten up the arm off the hands. He's had a really good game, that man. Shamim. Yeah, not much juice on that serve, and no surprise that Ahmedabad side out first time of asking. Quite an easy serve from KB, so the ball can come in and you can run the offense quite comfortably from there. Every option open for business.
Cookie serve that has been. But also looking at the arrows, our heroes already have they made 11 arrows, service mistakes. So that's a lot. So it's about taking the risk of playing the cookies.
Are you taking stats over there, baby?
Yeah, I do.
11,
my job.
11 missed serves from the heroes.
Yes, missed serves.
In 3 sets.
Kara Borja, double Olympian, also a fruit machine.
Fruit machine?
You know what a fruit machine is?
Yeah.
It's another name for a stats
Review
screen
for the
broadcast.
team.
Oh, really?
Calicut Touch
The
antenna.
machine in my land is where you put all the money and it takes all your money and you try and win it. Machine. A pokey, they call it in Australia.
What's the review machine going to say? Green or red? Review by Calicut. Let's find out what happened in that replay. Suri took off. Yeah, no, there was no net touch.
Some ballet happening here. Ah, look at the top. It's the antenna. The might Bazuri took
Oh, it's this little finger.
Yeah, pinky. That's a fault. You're not allowed to touch the antenna.
Well, you cannot touch the antenna. That's for kids as well. For kids, it can mean an electric shock. For volleyball players, it can mean losing the point. That's exactly what happened to Batsuri there and the Ahmedabad defenders. The Heroes lead by 1 in set number 4 then.
Could you imagine if it did give the players an electric shock every time?
No.
That'd be some entertainment.
Well, isn't the action electric enough?
Oh, it is, but I mean, and they have some funky rules in this league, so you could just add that as another wrinkle, you know?
That was electric. All right. From 1, 2, 3, Batsuri!
You guys are cute.
Thanks, Manish.
They're going crazy. Batsuri. I'm sure the antenna felt the reverberations of that spike as well. The RR Carbon super spike. He makes amends very quickly, that Mongolian monster.
4-4. Angamutu needs something here. And it's right down Six's throat, so they're in rhythm. Good touch, it's still alive. The angle man! The angle man! No block, no respect from the Heroes. They say, we are going to stand down for the angle man. You don't do that. You don't not block the angle man. As it's a Nettenrich defense. Nettenrich thrives on guarding against threats. Exactly what we just saw at the net.
Yep, Santosh, the hero of that point. He kept the ball in play with just that right hand. Great touch, well done, Santosh. Ooh, how close was Angamutu? I think he could have got to the ball. Why did he stop himself?
Very close. And he probably should have dug it.
I think he slipped. I think he lost his footing a little bit. Let's find out. Keep an eye on Angamutu on the other side. Okay, that ball was dig all right. Did he slip? Was it you go first? No, you go first. Was it that between Muthu and Angamutu?
Exactly that.
We still need MM game, so it's okay not to crush.
Right then, 5 apiece in set number 4. That is poor. That is so poor from Batsuri. He will not want to watch that. Shut your eyes, look away from the big screen, because it will be played on the big screen, my friend.
Carla, that's poor footwork. Poor position.
But Batsuri, he's been loaded.
Yeah, he
Last
has, you're right.
match, this match, he's attacking. So in this one, yes, he need to.
You play beach volleyball. That's what that's all about.
Yeah,
You can get loaded there.
that's true.
Yeah. But you feel that. I don't know. The more I watch the defenders, they have such a great team on paper. There's just a few question marks in my head if they can go the whole way. I don't think we're seeing the game at the moment that will get them a championship again.
Angamutu was half locked, but then the ricochet, the response. Saw the ball landing outside.
Oh, hello, Eklund. Let's see if he can get the ball a little bit more. Maybe not from there.
Well done by Batsuri. That was a brave leave. It's normally difficult for him to not touch the ball.
That's very true.
Batsuri now with the serve. Controlled. Not very fast, trusting the defense. And yet, the Calicut Heroes find a way to eke out a point out of there. It was Kiran Raj Tevail.
Passing's great from the Heroes at the moment. Right on the money.
Plus getting Cookie served.
Yeah, I was leaving that alone.
Sorry.
The service pressure, not ideal. But Calicut still in this game. And let's be fair, we're not going to be writing home about this game, are we, at the moment? Not one that you'd write home about, but it is important. It's so key for both teams to win this game. Neither team can really afford to lose this. Calicut certainly can't afford to lose it. Ahmedabad lose it, well then they're 1 and 2, and that's, I'm sorry, but that's a poor start for them. Harsh. I bet you he serves cross body to position 5. Cross body position 5.
Coach Louis saying.
Angamuttu with that first touch. Muttu, can he do it? I think he's done it. The last touch came off the Calicut Heroes front court. And yet again, they lead the defenders by only 1 point as we head into an Amul Cool technical timeout for set number 4. Stay tuned. Is going to be their journey. This is match number 3. They've got 4 more to go. A loss and a win for the defenders. It should have ideally been 2 wins. They squandered away half a dozen match points against the Goa Guardians. But tonight, after a bit of a struggle, they waded through the muck. They were stuck. And now it looks like the Ahmedabad defenders have finally found some kind of groove. If they can win tonight, their campaign here on in will look much different. Was that in? Oh, just long. They want to review it. That looked quite close to me.
Yeah, not close enough for the review from Bonic. That did get reviewed, then I'm sure Calicut would thought that would have been a harsh decision. As tied at 8s with Ukra serving, and that for me, this is so not the Ahmedabad that we're used to watching.
Agamuru, he's in trouble. He's not getting the ball where he wants the ball to go.
Was that the set a little bit too far inside, or was that a hitting issue?
Both.
Santosh Muttu. Muttu does what Ukra often does. Angamuttu with that dig. Batsuri with a free ball to Calicut. Big shot. Angamuttu once again. Batsuri No, poor second ball from Batsuri. Chance again for Calicut. Once again, Angamuthu working like their defensive shield in the backcourt. Okay then. Too late for a pipe. Angamuthu finally, oh, not yet. Still not over. Best rally of the game so far. Here we go then. Is it coming? It's not yet. What a rally it is. Where is that winning moment going to come from? Pipe, just a push. The Libro's there. Both Libro's active now. Muthuswamy, bang! No, not yet. What a rally this is proving to be. They will come again. Hot potato stuff from Ahmedabad and Calicut. This has to be the longest rally, and it's gone Ahmedabad's way. This is why this is a crazy league. Hair-raising stuff. This is mind-blowing magic on the volleyball court. Hats off to the defenses of both teams.
Endurance proven.
Well, how many net and rich super defenses were in that point? Both teams resilient, alert and unbreakable. That's the net and rich way of defense. Wow. Ukra's throwing his weight around there on the backcourt. There was one play where I had no idea where Santosh popped up from. He was out of position, but then popped up in position. Boncic loves it. One of the longest rallies I can remember in the history. 18 seconds or 18 times over the net?
Maybe 18 touches.
Well, 18 passes only for adults.
Nice. Oh my days. What? Is that rush of blood to the head?
You know what that rally will do? I'm still thinking that rally will completely squeeze out all the energy juices of the Calicut Heroes. And at any point, if the Ahmedabad defenders feel low or unlucky, just go and watch that rally.
Yes, I agree. But that's also another reason. That reason right there is a big reason why I believe the defenders won't win the league this season. Or they're going to find it very tough. There's too many of those plays where you look at Mumbai. How disciplined are Mumbai in the way they're playing the game? They don't give anything to anyone. There's no silly mistakes. But there's just too many of them.
Angamuthu stood like a wall in the backcourt. I think he must have done 4 or 5 balls that came like missiles at him.
Yeah, so good from him. I love it.
Batsuri's legs are fired up with this long rally with 18 passes. He's walking there around like having heavy legs.
Great serve, incredible serving there from Nandagopal. Player of the match so far, or do we go to Batsuri this?
For me, Nanda's been the player of the match and the game changer. I don't know if he can win both. He's had to carry them at times, isn't he? In terms of his attitude, and well, he's brought the middles. The middles have done nothing.
What do Calicut need to do? Well, find some luck, find some magic. They played a lot better in this game 3 than the last 2 games where they lost in straight sets. But they've not got easy games coming. Delhi, tough team. The Torpedoes, form team. The Thunderbolts have found form as well. And the Kochi Blue Spikers, very, very unpredictable.
Yeah. Ahmedabad, I feel, is a strange one at the moment, because I think nobody will ever underestimate this team. But I also don't think they're anybody that anyone are that scared of either, the way they're playing. So, where in yesteryear you wouldn't want to play the defenders.
Couldn't have done much, could he? Batsuri was there, met the ball, just landed long because of the power in that spike.
Yeah,
take a look at that.
Just have a look here, Manish. Everything's still drifting outwards. He doesn't quite get the closure into the middle of the court. The outside hand doesn't sort of close to face into the court. He never really gets around the ball.
Oh, Ahmedabad have gone for
Scapia super point, and I'm asking you, who would you set to? Louis, Coach Louis.
Angamudu, all day. Front court Angamudu, push it up, there you go, happy days. Oh, the set's not quite there though. The set was a little bit low for the angle man. What a dig though! Oh my days, Mutu Sami.
That is proper volleyball. That is volleyball 360 from the end of our defenders. Except Angamutu's spike didn't have enough power. Excellent defensive work, and then Batsuri with the finish. Beautifully done.
Scapia super point. And Mutu, I mean, sometimes we can be pretty critical of the defense up here, but that's a great defense at the right time. Sonny, get your paddle out! Sonny, get your paddle out! Let's go!
Potentially match point for Ahmedabad. If Ahmedabad win this point, they will be celebrating because it's worth 2 points. A Scapia super point in this league. Here we go then. Big moment coming up. Nerves in the Calicut camp. They won and scores level. It's still not over. Are Ahmedabad going to have a deja vu of that last game?
KB, what do you think here? Batsuri is swing blocking. But watch, every time he swing blocks, he loses his man. He's far too wide out. For me, I would rather see him start wider, front his guy a little bit more in front of him, and then cut in and help with the pipe. I think going that way means if the setter sets it inside, you're never going to seal the block.
That's true, but he also was a lot of time alone in blocking, so he needs to take all the space to be sure that an outside set, that he's there, so he needs it. So, and they didn't play it before, so it's new, so very well played.
Match point.
Oh, hello again.
Welcome to the game.
Welcome to the game, sir.
Let us zip in.
Oh, Mutu Sami finally gains the ball. Finally.
And guess who comes in then? Guess who comes in? My favorite boy in the league.
Louis led.
He's second.
The love that Manish has for Shanti John is unmatched.
Shanti John, yeah. Love him. What a player.
Yep,
He hasn't had much to do this game because Nanda Gopal has had most of the game time.
He's done his hair perfectly again. That's something he's done very well. His hair looks tremendous. The ear piercing looks great. I'm sure that there's a lot of people, a big fan of Shanti John watching on TV.
Yep. Number 21, Dhruvil Patel to serve with Ahmedabad on match point. He'll keep it simple at a certain height. Ukra, double block, it's done. Now then scores level once again. Okay, keep account, Louis. 2 match point opportunities squandered away by Ahmedabad so far. Last game, as many as half a dozen.
Yeah, correct. RR super spike, you couldn't be more right. And I just worried that, like, the service, again, you're just saying, have a free first attack. It's cookies everywhere.
A lot of cookies going around, but it's not the time. It's time to pressure, but we don't want to miss a serve right now.
This is how Calicut will needle that scar that the Goa Guardians gave to the Ahmedabad defenders. Muthusamy up for move. Batsuri gives the team another reason to believe in 1, 2, 3. Batsuri! We're going mad, aren't we? We're going crazy. We're losing it, Louis.
You lost it 3 seasons ago, Manish. Carl is just losing it. You've been gone for a while, buddy.
It's the company you keep.
Yeah, true.
That was a Batsuri bombshell. 15-14. Third match point opportunity then. Batsuri serves. Great work from the libero. Batsuri! Oh, still not over.
What a
wow.
dig.
Great recovery from Ahmedabad. It's done! Akin has the last laugh. This time Ahmedabad go past the finish line. This climax they would love. The defenders are there, very much there to repeat the magic of season 2. The Chaudhrys believe. This is incredible stuff. Akin had been quiet all evening long, and the captain goes to him in that key moment. That is a magical finish from the Ahmedabad defenders. The result against the Goa Guardians was an aberration. It cannot happen to such a fine side 2 games in a row. And they are back, and how? They will take home 3 points. Louis, they will take home 3 points.
Yeah, in a really strange way, as much as they'll be happy to win, I feel like there's more questions about this performance than there are answers. We didn't see a lot of the middle from Mutu Sami. We didn't see much aggression from the service line. We didn't see the aggression really on the pipe as what we've seen. The middle for me is just wild and it never gets run. So this is how it finished. There was some good defense. Uka tries to get cute with it. Batsuri with a real good swing, great defense. But KB, tell me, how has your opinion changed for the defenders this evening? Has it got better or is it worse?
Wow, big respect for the Calicut Heroes. They showed a much better game. They had great settings. They were playing the Ahmedabad defenders out. They showed us that they can, and I wish for the next matches that they keep going and they're on a good way. Even losing today, they showed us what they can and what is in the team, and please continue. It's lovely to see you guys playing today.
Well, there you have it. The Heroes are defeated for a 3rd time in a row. The Ahmedabad defenders won the battle of the former champions, 3 sets to 1, 16-14 in that 4th set. And for the defenders, yes, they showed some grit after a poor start, but still fascinating to see how they can grow throughout this competition. Heroes are struggling.
And what a cracker of a contest we have had on this double-header day in the RR Kabul Prime Volleyball League powered by Scapia, where two former champions squared up against each other. Calicut Heroes, the defending champions, taking on Season 2 champs, the Ahmedabad Defenders. It was, in fact, the Calicut Heroes which began the game on a rousing note. Just looking at the highlights over there, they did make some impressive changes, particularly that of Kiran Raj, who was a solid, stellar presence in attack. And while they did win set number 1, the Ahmedabad defenders made sure that they didn't cover themselves in any discredit whatsoever. They came back strongly in set number 2, providing those monster blocks from time to time. Beat Batsuri, beat GS Akhin. There was cohesion, and Calicut Heroes found the going a lot more difficult than in set number 1. And a lot of that went to the Mongolian magician, Batsuri. And he came up with some riveting spikes as well. And whenever a short set came their way, Akhin dispatched it. And that proved to be the final act of this thrilling encounter as Ahmedabad won their second contest in the RR Kabul Prime Volleyball League, and they have rendered Calicut Heroes winless. The only consolation, if any, was that Calicut Heroes won their first set in this edition of the RR Kabul Prime Volleyball League. Such is the sport, such is life. Just looking at the numbers, they only served to substantiate the dominance that Ahmedabad defenders came up with. The successful spikes column revealed that both the teams managed 32 apiece. Calicut Heroes were slightly better on the blocks point of view, but look at the unforced errors column. Calicut Heroes made 7 more unforced errors, and that perhaps proved to be the difference. Right, time now for the presentation. Sarthak is down there to take you.
The champions of Season 2 get the job done, and in some style. They were tested the other day. 5 match points loomed ahead of them, but they could not convert it against the Goa Guardians. But today, there was a different story. They've earned themselves 3 solid points, winning in 4 and in some fashion. We're going to start by thanking our wonderful sponsors: RR Kabul, Scapia, New India Assurance, NTPC, Bank of Baroda, Amul, Mutual Fund Sahiya, Red Bull, Cello, Costco, Net Enrich, Eakin by Paragon. In the presentation party today, we have the proud co-owner of the Ahmedabad Defenders, Praveen Chaudhary, joining us, and representing Scapia, a proud customer, Mr. Akhil Ahmed, and of course, representing RR Kabul is M.A. Wooza. We're going to start with the Scapia game changer of the match. How good was he? Nanda Gopal, come on in. You are the Scapia game changer, turning that around against the Calicut Heroes. And Nanda was on fire with his performance today, delivering again in a match that needed him to rise, and he did. And now for the man who has been absolutely sensational from the very first match that he played here. The Mongolian deserves to be your RR Kabul player of the match. Come on in, Batur Batsuri. Very cool under pressure. Whenever you look at this man, he's locked in, dialed in, always delivers in the highest of pressure. And he is your RR Kabul player of the match. It's a double-header day, so we'll be getting ready for the next one and sending it right back to our commentators.
Many thanks for that, Sarthak. And fittingly, Batur Batsuri walked away with the RR Kabul Player of the Match award. Has been an absolute star ever since he has been signed up by the Ahmedabad defenders. The Mongolian magician ensured that it wasn't always about the monstrous blocks or those fearsome strikes, but also the deft touches, which he produced a plenty. But he did have plenty of support from the likes of Nanda Gopal. There's been plenty of chatter around whether he should start ahead of Shanti John. But with this KPR game changer of the match performance, Nanda Gopal would have hoped he has silenced a few critics, and coming back from an injury, he would also hope to kick on in right earnest from this performance. And he produced a stellar act in both attack and defense. as in life, in volleyball, decision making at critical junctures matters a lot, and this was today's Sahi Hai moment of the match where Mansoori landed a scorching strike, just rising to the occasion, literally and figuratively. And that was the Sahi Hai moment of the match coming in from the Mongolian magician. And what does that result do to the points table? Well, Calicut unfortunately continued to languish in the 10th spot, but Ahmedabad defenders, by virtue of that victory, have secured 3 points, and that has propelled them to number 2 in the standings, and that's a result that would give them plenty of hope and a lot of heart. Coming up next is the second of this double-header fixture, where the Hyderabad Blackhawks will regale the home crowd against the Delhi Toofans in not too long from now. Stay tuned for match number 14.